Good evening, everybody. This is the mall with the cam. How to be. So, for mall with the cam, I would say it's all about consistency. That's the main part. It's all about consistency. If you're not consistent, you're not gonna fall in line with anything. You're not gonna see the outcome at all. The first thing where it brings for me, I would say it would be content and consistent skill and not being afraid to grow. And with that, the first one I say what that brings for content, I've managed to get a schedule for myself and post 3 times a week at least to gain momentum for my career, for momentum for my views, my following, everything. You know what I mean? And those days are Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Not particular days to post, but it works with my schedule and yeah. But being consistent is the most important part, I would say, because it just creates discipline. It creates so many things to where it's like, okay, I have to do this week. I have to do that month. It just creates structure for you, and it just will benefit you highly more than you ever think. But besides that, I would say going out there and shoot. Just going out there and shoot. There's nothing wrong with getting experience. You know what I mean? Go ask your friend. Go shoot with yourself. Anything. Because sometimes your friends are always busy. I'm a perfect example. I'd probably be doing nothing. I probably wouldn't even have a business right now if I just waited on my friends. But what did I do? I did at least 3 shoots by myself before people started recognizing, like, oh, he's kind of good. Like, you know what I mean? He's kind of good. Dude, my shoots before weren't that good before. But now they're like, oh, he's only a year in. Like, oh, he's pretty good. You know what I mean? It's not even that. They would think I'm almost 2 years, 3 years in looking at my pictures. And it's like, being consistent is the biggest word in everything for a photographer, I feel like. Because if you're not consistent, you lose your path. If you're not consistent, you lose your momentum. But you can always have the skills to regardless. But if you don't keep learning, keep the drive going, and mall with the cams case, it's not going to continue as much as you think. But those two at least, and your skill. Just continue to shoot. Like, until you feel comfortable. Well, there should be no comfortability, to be honest. But just keep going until you really just gain momentum. Momentum and consistency is very important in this, because you get to just be yourself. You understand what to say to the client, to the model, everything you need to do. You don't feel nervous. You feel structured. Like I said, consistency builds structure. It helps throughout everything. The more you do it, the better you get. And you believe it until you do it. If you do it once, you're not going to see it. If you do it twice, you're not going to see it. If you do it 5 times, you'll probably see it. It's all in consistency. But first, I'm going to show you guys some of the work I do for my reels that I'm consistent with. For my reels, like I said, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. For my reels, I keep it very simple at the moment. I just do simple TikTok type formats, but I post on Instagram mainly. But they're really simple. I just show the reaction of a client or a random person that I show of that's seen the picture, and that's really it. But recently I went to DSU. Usually I go to the mall, I go to random people and just take pictures of them. But I went to DSU instead, and I just went up, people just, do you want to take a picture, and they say yes, and I take a picture of them, and I post my contact, my videographer. She records for me everything, so I get the content. I'm mic'd up, all that, so I get the reaction, I get my reaction, hear what I'm saying. I'm a genuine photographer, everything. They understand it. I really do this work, and I know what I'm doing. it just gains people's eye, really. You know what I mean? Right here, we have, this would be the most popular one that got the most views. Around like 2,000 to 3,000 views right now.
I jump off the porch to the mercy, I still got no mercy for no hoe. I do not play ball for New York, but I just got the 30 years Soho.
It was playing. So just to break it down, the first thing I do is show who's being shot at, and then I put a font of captions. POV taking random pics at DSU homecoming, because it was DSU's homecoming, part 1. Already a great beginning. Yeah, trying to give a scenery out what's going on. I go to me, B-roll, and then I go back to walking to me, and then they give their reaction. I show the picture on the screen same time as they're reacting. I put the font of what they say. I especially put the words that highlight the picture. Those are the most important. So if they're like, oh, those are hard, these are nice, I especially want to put those, because it may be really small, but it just adds more value to myself, to my work. It's like, oh wow, that's really nice. Like, I mean, like, it just adds more value. Just subtitles are just small, but like hearing it is more valuable. But doing so many things just to tell people that you're good can help so well. Like I said, and they just went on, was like, oh, these are really nice. Like, you can hear it. And then I put the green. It's like a green effect. It goes in, goes out. I do that whenever they give me a comment, or whenever they just like dab me up, anything, just like any compliment, anything that's good for the video, I put a green on. So it helps the viewers' eyes more and more. Just saying, why would I not book with? Just content can help you so much as a photographer. It just helps you getting booked, helps you with your reputation, everything. It just does so many things. It's uncountable how many things it could do for you, honestly. But continue, just font until the video ends, and then that's really it. Make sure I add the sound effect for the green effect, so, you know what I mean? It's just subtle things that add so much to a video. It's a really subtle video. It's really a calm video, really a regular video. But I do this stop. I do this rinse and repeat for now. I've been doing it for like a month and a half at least. It's not too bad. I really feel like this is a really good style for me. I've been really trying to get out of my zone, really trying to get out of my comfort zone. It's been working a lot. But yeah, I've been doing that quite a lot. I won't lie to you. It's been doing pretty good. It's been getting me views, it's been giving people new followers, I'm getting potential clients, stuff like that. And just getting my eyes open, getting people's eyes open to me also. It does so many things to you, and you never know. But since we finished with that, we're just gonna go to Photoshop, Lightroom. Sorry, my bad. We're gonna go to Lightroom, because that's where I mainly edit on, Lightroom Classic. And I'm just gonna show you my newest work. Right now, my most recent photo shoot was a homecoming. It was Penn's homecoming. Yeah. But for my settings, I usually don't go up to, I don't prefer ISO, so I prefer to go lower than 1,000, because I prefer not to see grain. It's not my favorite expertise. It's not my favorite thing to see on a picture. It's just not my thing. But I usually always keep a 125 second shutter speed, 100 shutter speed, anything, because I use a 50mm at the time. I just got a new lens, but at the time, for a 50mm, I use 100 or 125, usually 125, so I don't have to worry about anything. F-stop 1.8. I love good bokeh, whatever y'all want to call it. Good blur behind the picture. ISO, I like when my ISO is 100, but I was outside, so I kept it at 500. I had my ND filter, so I didn't have to worry about the outside. It was pretty dark outside. I mean, pretty light outside. But yeah. For my editing, it's pretty decent. For one of these pictures, I really liked it. Yeah, this is a really good picture. Yeah, this is a really good picture. Or this one. But yeah, for my basics, I don't really have a style for what I edit. I kind of just, like one of the YouTubers I usually watch, they usually just say, edit till it looks good. Honestly, that's honestly what I do. Because it was underexposed, I'll admit that. So I exposed it, obviously. Highlights. Me and highlights are really confusing. I don't like a lot of highlights, but I don't like, white is really like the biggest thing to me. Like, sometimes white needs to be there, sometimes white doesn't need to be there. But highlights is needed sometimes for me. Like if it's really, really bright outside, sky outside, I don't prefer highlights a lot. Like there's already highlights. So it's like, why would I need a lot more? But yeah, a little vibrance, so it could just, a little pop more. Tone curves. I'm a little I dabble a little bit in tone curves whenever I know how to, but I do my fair share. Honestly, it's like I said before, make it look however it looks good. But obviously this is the brightness. This is the highlights. I think so. We're gonna cut that part out. Anyways. Color grading, I didn't color grade this at all. I wanted a natural look. I just wanted a fresh skin tone. Just wanted nice pictures. Sharpening, I usually always do the same sharpening. 95, masking, 54, just regular stuff. Denoise a tad little bit, because obviously once you go too crazy, there's no picture at this point. I don't really touch that much. I'm not a big fan of vignette, but each of their own. It all depends on the picture, because this would have went well with the picture, no lie. But it all depends on the picture, yeah. But really, the main things that I do it's really during the shoot. I make sure my ISO is okay, my shutter is okay, and my aperture is okay. My ISO, I keep 100 to 1000, no more, no less. Well, there is no less, but no more than that. I would prefer not to have more than that. And if I need to do more, I'm gonna try and compensate with the other two settings, most likely. For my aperture, I love blur in the background for my subjects, depending on the subject, of course. But I do love blur in the background, so I keep a 1.8 to a 2.5, 1.8 to 2.8, really, because it's gonna be fine regardless. But if I need brightness, I'm gonna compensate and get more aperture and make it 1.8. That's most likely why I put it at 1.8. That's a big reason why, yeah. And then for my shutter speed, I always stay at 1.125, to be honest, because I usually worry about if it's gonna get a lot of motion blur, so I just stay at 125. But right here, I obviously see I'm at 160, so I compensate for the brightness. Yeah, usually, I really just don't like compensating for the ISO. That's really it. But for this picture, which is inside, it's 200 ISO, f-stop 2, and then shutter speed 160. So not too bad, not too bad. But obviously, this isn't just off of one camera. This is off a Kodak. It has a speed light on it. It has a Kodak V1 on it. I appreciate everybody watching. And this is how to be more with the cam. Thank you.